Hello friends, in this session I am going to take up for discussion a highly analytical nature topic, that is position of governor as per landmark and historic judgments pronounced by Honorable Supreme Court. Friends, you know very well that office of governor is an office with great dignity and overwhelming authority. But if we turn the pages of constitutional history of India, what we find that this office got highly politicized gradually in independent India. What we find that partition functioning of governors have given birth to political crisis, constitutional crisis, administrative complexity. And if we look into the issue of federal polity, then we find that the manner in which governor is appointed, the manner in which governor is removed, the way the governors are functioning is one of the bone of contention as far as center-state healthy relationship is concerned. I would just like you to understand the issue first before I tell you what Honorable Supreme Court of India in important cases have said about governor. What is the issue? Right? What is the issue? If we turn pages of constitutional history in India, what we find this partition functioning of governor of a state, on several occasions have given birth to acute nature constitutional crisis. Because of partition functioning of governor, what is getting induced in Indian administration? Administrative complexities. What is getting induced? Political conflicts. What is getting induced? Very ugly political fight, below belt hitting within the political arena. So partition functioning of governor, what we have seen that center is trying to create on many occasions parallel power center in the state through the office of governor, particularly when the state is being governed by a party in power which is different than the party in power at center. So, office of governor is being abused to create parallel power center in the state by center when the state is under rule of a party which is different than the party which is ruling at center. Not only this, what we are seeing, the reports which governors are sending on fortnightly basis to union or center, that is becoming the reason for dismissal of democratically elected governments. We have seen how governors have played role in imposition of president's rule. Not only this, in day-to-day functioning of government, state government, we are finding complexities getting induced because of partition functioning of governors. So, what we are finding that partition functioning of governor is giving birth to constitutional crisis, administrative complexities, political conflicts, ugly political fights, and if we examine the federal polity of India, all constitutional experts and political scientists are of firm opinion that appointment, right? Appointment, removal, and functioning of governor of a state, in India is one of the biggest or strongest bone of contention as far as healthy center-state relationship is concerned within federal polity of India. So what is one major challenge? That the manner in which governor is appointed, the manner in which governor is removed, the manner in which governor is discharging the roles and the way they are functioning, that is creating challenges and problems as far as center-state relationship in India is concerned. And because of this, on several occasions we have seen matters related with governors have reached the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has attempted pronouncing historic judgment to clarify the position of governor within the framework of Indian Constitution. But sad part of the story, that every time such judgments are given by Supreme Court, next time some newer issue will reach to Supreme Court in different format. So we are now going to discuss what Supreme Court has said about governors in important cases, right? In important cases. Once you have the understanding about the issue, then now you can understand very well that what Honorable Supreme Court of India has said in important cases. So we are going to discuss Supreme Court decisions in important cases. Okay, so we will discuss. Now, I would just like you all that you should have clear understanding about what the Honorable Supreme Court of India has said in these important cases. See, first time, or rather I would say, the first important judgment of Supreme Court related with governor is in this famous case of Hargovind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak. And in this case, Honorable Supreme Court of India pronounced a historic judgment, right? Pronounced a historic judgment and attempted clarifying the position of governor. So, first important judgment of Supreme Court related with governor is in Hargovind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak. You know what Supreme Court in this historic case said? Supreme Court said that yes, it's true that governor is appointed by the president. Governor holds the office till during the pleasure of the president. Governor can be removed during the term any time by president, which means in effect and substance, Government of India. Okay, which in effect and substance is Government of India. But even then, the governor cannot be considered the employee of central government. This should be very clear, right? This should be very clear for everyone that governor is appointed by president, governor is holding the office during the pleasure of the president, governor can be removed anytime by the president, Governor can be transferred from one state to another state by the president. That in effect and substance means by government of India, yet governor cannot be considered the employee of government of India. So if you ask me that what Supreme Court attempted saying in Hargovind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak case, I feel Supreme Court attempted saying that governor is playing a dual role. Governor is an agent of center, but governor is not the agent of party in power at center. Okay. So indirectly, the Honorable Supreme Court of India said that governor is agent of center within the framework of constitution, and the office bearer should not get confused that he is an agent of party in power at center. So in this Hargovind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak case, Honorable Supreme Court attempted saying that office of the governor was not subordinate or subservient to government of India. This is the historic comment given by Honorable Supreme Court in Hargovind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak in the year 1979, that office of governor was not subordinate or subservient to the government of India, meaning Supreme Court attempted saying that though governor is appointed by president, governor holds office during the pleasure of the president, which in effect and substance means government of India, yet he cannot be considered employee of government of India. He is definitely agent of center, but he is not the agent of party in power at center. And final conclusion, which is the most important, that nobody should consider the office of governor as subordinate or subservient to government of India. This was the conclusion of Honorable Supreme Court. This was the conclusion of Honorable Supreme Court in Hargovind Pant versus Raghukul Tilak. Then another important judgment was given by Supreme Court, and that was in S.R. Bomai, and you are going to study this case in detail when you will study President's Rule under Article 356. But I am also using the case, but only related with governor. So S.R. Bomai versus Union of India. The judgment was given by Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court, pronounced a historic judgment in the year 1994. And what Honorable Supreme Court, though this case is primarily related with President's Rule under Article 356, you will study this case in detail when you will study about state's emergency or President's Rule under Article 356. But something in this judgment is also related with governor. You know what Supreme Court said? That somebody who is holding the office of governor should remain aware that he is an appointed constitutional authority, but the chief minister of the state is an elected authority. He is representing the sovereign will of the people of the state, and therefore if the Constitution has given overwhelming authority and powers to governor, but the governor should always acknowledge and appreciate that the authority with whom he should work in close coordination within the state executive is the chief minister, who is an elected constitutional authority, not appointed like him. And if he has, right, if he has respect for democracy, then the governor should act as a guide, friend and philosopher of chief minister and should not abuse the position to threaten chief minister that he can, let the chief minister thrown out of power by writing to center with request to impose president's rule. So in this historic case, Honorable Supreme Court of India said categorically that the office of the governor, is intended to ensure protection and sustenance of constitutional process, of the working of constitution, by elected executive. Okay? So, in S.R. Bomai versus Union of India case, right, very, very strongly, powerfully, the Supreme Court said that the office of governor within the framework of Indian Constitution is intended to ensure protection and sustenance of constitutional process of, right, working of constitution by elected executive. Meaning, Supreme Court is telling the governors of the state that please respect and accept the fact that chief minister of the state is elected executive. Council of minister headed by chief minister is elected executive, and you should provide protection, being the governor of the state, being the constitutional head of the state concerned, you should provide protection and you should ensure sustenance of constitutional process of working of constitution by elected executive. So what exactly Supreme Court is saying, that anybody who has faith in democracy, anybody in whom democratic ethos are there in their blood, they will have always respect for elected executive. So in S.R. Bomai case, though this case primarily relates with imposition of president's rule in state, but in this one statement is very important related with governor, and that statement is that office of governor is intended to ensure protection and sustenance of constitutional process of, working of constitution by elected executive. Okay. Then the next important case which we are going to take up for discussion is BP Singhal. BP Singhal, BP Singhal versus Union of India case, in which the judgment was given by Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court in the year 2010. And my dear friends, you need to know what Honorable Supreme Court said in this historic case with clear understanding, because this case relates with removal of governor. Now, what I would just like you all to remember, that this country has seen mass removal of governors when there has been change of government at center. This started in 70s and continued till 2014. In 2004, after NDA, when UPA was voted to power, when Manmohan Singh became the Prime Minister, we saw mass removal of governors who were appointed during previous NDA government. And then the matter reached to Supreme Court in the form of BP Singhal versus Union of India case. And then the judgment came in 2010. But even after BP Singhal case, this case relates with removal of governor. At least you should remember, removal of governor. Case is related with, this case is related with removal of governor. What I am trying to say, even after the judgment of Supreme Court in 2010 in BP Singhal versus Union of India case, when NDA under the leadership of Narendra Damodar Das Modi was voted to power in 2014, then also we saw, right, the continuation of that practice, but in a different form. Because in 2014, when Narendra Modi led government was there, voted to power, then what we saw, rather than mass removal, we saw mass resignation by governor. And resignation was not out of choice, but a message was sent from central government to the governors that you resign. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to continue in the office. And some of them resigned. And that left behind some unanswered questions. Later on also, Supreme Court came up with some judgment, but I am going to talk about, right, what Honorable Supreme Court of India said in BP Singhal versus Union of India case. And I told you that this case is primarily related with removal of governor. Friends, I hope you know that governor is the constitutional head of the state. Governor is the head of state executive. Governor is the agent of center. Despite this, governor has no constitutional safeguard related with term. Governor holds the office till the pleasure of president and can be removed any time by the president without assigning any region. So when the country was witnessing mass removal of governor with change of government at center, this matter reached before Supreme Court in the case BP Singhal versus Union of India. And what Honorable Supreme Court of India, right, what Honorable Supreme Court of India said in this case? The Honorable Supreme Court of India said in this case that yes, under Article 156 Clause 1, governor holds office during the pleasure of the president, and therefore the president can remove governor from office any time without assigning any region and without giving any opportunity to so cause. So what Supreme Court said? Supreme Court said, very categorically Supreme Court said that governor is holding the office during the pleasure of the president as per the provisions which are given in Article 156 of the Constitution. And therefore, this pleasure can be withdrawn by the president anytime. And there is no need for president to give an opportunity to show cause, right? But Supreme Court said that this power cannot be exercised by the President of India in an arbitrary, capricious and unreasonable manner. Okay, so what Supreme Court attempted saying in this BP Singhal case, that everybody should have the clarity that under the provision of Constitution under Article 156, what Supreme Court said, that everybody should remain aware. This is what you should know, right? What Supreme Court is saying, under the provisions of Article 156, subclause 1, governor holds office, governor holds office during the pleasure of the president, during the pleasure of president, and therefore, right, therefore president can withdraw his or her pleasure, president can withdraw his or her pleasure anytime, right, his or her pleasure anytime, and there is no need for opportunity. There is no need for opportunity to show cause. No need for opportunity to show cause. Okay, show cause. You know what Supreme Court said? Supreme Court said that when they are being appointed as governor, they are not asking president, what is special in me that you appointed me governor? But when the president is withdrawing his or her pleasure, how can they ask that why are you withdrawing the pleasure all of a sudden? There is no need for any so cause notice to be given before they being removed. This was what was said by Supreme Court in BP Singhal case. But in the same judgment, the Supreme Court said that this power cannot be exercised by president, and these three words very, very important, in arbitrary, capricious, this power cannot be exercised by governor in an arbitrary manner, capricious, right, in capricious and unreasonable. Okay. So what was said by Honorable Supreme Court? That this power cannot be exercised by the president in arbitrary, capricious and unreasonable manner. Okay. That all of us, if president cannot say that I feel like removing somebody as governor, all of a sudden, in an unreasonable manner. Okay. Not only this, right? Not only this, what Supreme Court said, that this power should be exercised by the president only in rare and exceptional circumstances for valid and compelling reason. The Supreme Court further clarified, right, that the power should be exercised. The power can only be exercised in rare and exceptional circumstances and only for valid and compelling reasons. Valid and compelling reasons. So what Honorable Supreme Court of India is saying, that removing the governor from his post by President through withdrawal of pleasure should be the last resort, not the first option. In rarest of rare, in exceptional circumstances only, governor should be removed. And never ever President of India, right, President of India can withdraw the pleasure in an arbitrary manner or in a capricious manner. Capricious is what? Sudden, unpredictable action by some individual is known as capricious. So it should not be in a capricious manner, it should not be in arbitrary manner, it should not be in unreasonable manner, and it should only be for valid and compelling reasons, right? Valid and compelling reasons. Okay, I would just like you all to remember that Supreme Court said, right? Supreme Court said that, you know, if a governor is removed by President, it is subject to judicial review. Judicial review. It is subject to judicial review. Removal of governor by President, right, by President is subject to judicial review. But petitioner will have to establish in the Supreme Court prima facie that his, right, Supreme Court prima facie, the aggrieved person will have to establish before Supreme Court prima facie that his removal was arbitrary, malefied, capricious, whimsical. Then Supreme Court will call upon Union government and will ask Union government to disclose before court the material upon which the President has taken the decision to withdraw his or her pleasure. So what Supreme Court said? That removal of governor by President is subject to judicial review, but only when the aggrieved party, that is governor, who was removed, will be prima facie successful in establishing in the Supreme Court that the removal was arbitrary, the removal was malefied, the removal was capricious, the removal was whimsical. Then court can ask the Union government to present before court the material fact upon which President concluded to withdraw the pleasure which led to the removal of governor. And I would just like you all to remember that Honorable Supreme Court said that a governor cannot be removed on ground that he is out of sync with policies and ideologies of Union government. This can never be the ground for removal. So what Supreme Court said in BP Singhal case, right? What Supreme Court said in BP Singhal case, that a governor cannot be removed on the ground, a governor cannot be removed on the ground that he is out of sync with the policies and ideologies of the union government. So very categorically, Honorable Supreme Court in BP Singhal versus Union of India case said that a governor cannot be removed on the ground that he is out of sync with policies and ideologies of union government. Meaning what? If there is change of government at center, this will not lead to change of governors in states who were appointed by previous government. So change of guard at center cannot be the ground for change of governor in the states. So it's a historic judgment. It's a landmark judgment. And if I have to sum up this judgment in few sentences, what Honorable Supreme Court said in BP Singhal. First thing, what Supreme Court said, that under Article 156 Clause 1, Governor holds the office during the pleasure of the President, and therefore President has every right, every power to withdraw the pleasure, and there is no need for, any so cause to be issued before withdrawing the pleasure. But having said this, Supreme Court said that governor cannot be removed in an arbitrary manner, in capricious manner, in unreasonable manner. Further, the Supreme Court said that governor cannot be removed on the ground that he is out of sync with policies and ideologies of union government. Even the Supreme Court in this case said that in rare and exceptional circumstances, governor should be removed before the completion of term, and that too on valid and compelling situation. If no other option is left, then this option can be availed. And Supreme Court said that removal of governor by President is subject to judicial review, but aggrieved person, that is governor who was removed by the President, will have to establish prima facie before the court that his removal was malified, his removal was arbitrary, his removal was capricious, his removal was whimsical. Then Supreme Court will call the union government to present before court the facts, material facts, on the basis of which President decided to withdraw the pleasure which led to the removal of governor. So what I am just interested in telling you, that everybody felt that with this judgment, the ill practice of mass removal of governor by union government when it is voted to power will come to an end. But unfortunately, even this judgment has not helped, because now we are finding the same ill practice in a different format. And this we witnessed in 2014, when instead of mass removal, they were pressurized indirectly to resign. And most of the governor, they resigned because they were knowing that if they will not listen to the instructions which are coming to them, then they will be humiliated by being transferred from one state to another state and many other way. So they decided to resign. But everybody is at least of this opinion that judgment of Honorable Supreme Court of India will go long distance in ensuring that in future the country will not see arbitrary, capricious and unreasonable manner in which governors are removed from the office. This is what was, right, the order of the Supreme Court in this famous case, right? That is, right? That is about this. Another important judgment was given by Supreme Court in 2016, and that case is famous in the name of Nebam Rabia judgment. Nebam Rabia judgment of 2016. A constitutional bench of Supreme Court. This case relates with, right? This case relates with state of Arunachal Pradesh. And this case, right, as far as governor is concerned, relates with, right, relates with discretionary power of governor, discretionary power of governor under Article 163 of Indian Constitution, right? In the state of Arunachal Pradesh, way back in 2016, what we saw, that governor decided to summon the session of state assembly against the advice which was given by the Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister, and that is how the matter reached to Supreme Court, and the judgment of the constitutional bench of Supreme Court in this case became famous in the name of Nebam Rabia judgment. Now in this, right, in this, what a wonderful judgment was given by Honorable Supreme Court. And I hope that everybody who is appointed as governor in any state should know what Honorable Supreme Court has said in this Nebam Rabia judgment. You know what Supreme Court said? Supreme Court said, right, and this constitutional bench was led by then Chief Justice of India. So Chief Justice himself was the head of this constitutional bench, and the constitutional bench said, right, constitutional bench said that Article 163 does not give governors a general discretionary power, as is often misunderstood, Okay, so what Supreme Court said, that everybody feels that discretionary power in Article 163 with governor is very general in nature. No, it's not general discretionary power. And what Supreme Court said, right, what Supreme Court said, that the area of exercise of discretionary power of governor is limited. So what Supreme Court is saying? Supreme Court in Nebam Rabia case is trying to say that governor should exercise his executive power primarily in accordance with the advice given to him or her by Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister. Only on limited occasion the governor can use his discretion. So the area of exercise of discretionary power of governor under Article 163 is limited, and Supreme Court gave a wonderful statement. Supreme Court said that his choice of action should not be arbitrary or fanciful. It must be a choice dictated by reason, actuated by good faith, and tempered by caution. Such a wonderful statement of Honorable Supreme Court. It must be a choice dictated by reason. Meaning even when governor is exercising discretionary power, his choice should be dictated by valid reasons. It must be actuated by good faith, and it must be tempered by caution. He should remain aware that yes, I am using the discretion despite the fact that there is an elected executive in the name of Chief Minister. Okay, so what was said by Supreme Court? Supreme Court said that even this limited area, even this limited area, even in this limited area, his choice of action must be, choice of action should not be arbitrary, and fanciful. It must be, and this is the most powerful statement, it must be a choice dictated by reason, actuated by good faith, and tempered by caution. So Supreme Court, right, through these judgments is trying to give a strong message to all the people who are getting appointed as governor that see, the office which you are holding is an office with overwhelming dignity, great respect and authority as well. And therefore, all your decisions, all your actions, your conduct while you are in office should be in accordance with the constitutional status of the office. The Supreme Court is asking governor that please discharge your functions in a dignified manner and in a non-partisan manner. Supreme Court is telling the governor that you are agent of center. You are not the agent of party at power in center. If you will look, the oath which is taken by governor before entering into the office, they are taking the oath to preserve, protect, defend the constitution and to dedicate them to the service of people of that state. But unfortunately, instead of protecting, preserving and defending the constitution, on some occasion they are playing with the provisions of the constitution. And when they play with the provisions of constitution, that what gives birth to constitutional crisis, political conflicts and administrative complexities. All constitutional experts and political scientists are of opinion that based on what Honorable Supreme Court has said and based on our experience in the federal polity, we must think of some amendments in the provisions of Constitution to ensure that occupant of this great office are functioning in a non-partisan manner and are committed deeply to protect, defend and preserve the Constitution of India. So this is all about what Honorable Supreme Court of India in important cases have said about the office of Governor.